Hello everyone, today I will going to show you the most famous king walk in the history of chess. In 1991, Nigel Short and Jan Timman played this crazy game, but let's go to the video. So here Nigel Short was white and Timman black, and Short opened with e4, knight f6, we have an Aliekin, e5, knight d5, d4, d6, and knight f3. And after g6, this is one of the setup that you can reach. Bishop c4, knight b6, bishop b3, bishop g6, queen e2 to protect the pawn on e5 and to not trade the queens. We have knight c6 and castle, castle. And here h3. h3 to not let light square bishop of black develop easily, and to not pin the knight because let's say that he does some other moves like I don't know, rook d1. We could have ideas like bishop g4 that will destabilize white center. So here they can take because the queen, the pawn is pinned. But anyway, you don't want to reach this position. And we have h3 and a5. Short reply with a4. And after take, and knight d4, we have take, and rook e1 to develop even more, to protect even more the pawn, and e6. And now knight d2, knight d5, knight f3 to push away the queen, and after queen c4, we have queen e4, centralize the queen, normal stuff, and queen b4. And here in this position, you don't want to trade the queen, so you are attacking. So this is a really interesting move, and Short played bishop c4. It's interesting because after knight b6, you can play b3, and after take, your structure is ruined, but white plan is to attack on the king side, and this move makes a lot of sense. Now you're threatening queen bishop c3 to take the rook, but it's not that. It's that now the b5, the b file is open, and the b7 pawn is a problem. So if black wants to protect it, he will have to waste a move to protect that pawn. And so white attacks is even faster. And here we have rook d8. Rook d8 and not rook e8. I mean, these guys, I seriously can't understand how these guys can see really so much stuff. I mean, here I would have played rook d8, but without even thinking. The problem with rook d8 is that we have still bishop c3. If the queen takes, we take the rook. And until then, okay, you can see it. But what if queen c3? I mean, with queen c3, we still have bishop e7, because if rook d7 to threaten the bishop, we can sacrifice the bishop and play rook b1. Why? Because black takes, we play rook b3 to kick away the queen, and after f5, we play queen h4, queen takes, queen takes, queen takes, and here is mate. I mean, is crazy. Is mate on f4. I don't know. I'm speechless. Because after this, we can simply play knight g5, and we will do a king walk. No, it's crazy. But yeah, so rook e8 and rook d1, control the file, easy stuff. And bishop and queen c5. And also here, I mean, here he went for queen h4 with ideas of bishop h6, because the dark square around the kings, around black king, are really weak. So you want to trade that bishop. So then there are ideas like queen f6, push and try to enter in the position. So the idea is bishop h6. And black played b6 to just develop the bishop and try to counterattack on this diagonal. I mean, and here I would go for bishop h6, just trade, and then you will play a game. We are fine. Then we have also ideas of enter with the rook. The f7 pawn is weak. This other pawn is weak. But short played bishop e3. Why bishop e3? Because if you play bishop h6 right now, you have take, take, and queen f8. And if you trade, I mean, the situation is completely fine. But I would prefer white. But Short wanted more. So he played bishop e3 because now the queen has to do a choice. So the queen can go on c6 or on f8. And if queen f8, now the idea is not anymore bishop h6. The idea is to play knight g5 because white wants black to commit a pawn. So if h6, then knight e4, and we are fine. We have this pawn that is kind of weak. We have this square that is weak. We have a lot of stuff, and still same ideas of moving the rook on the 7th rank. And if h5 instead, we will just play bishop queen f4 with pressure on the f7 pawn, and black is kind of stuck. So Timan went for queen c6, tried to counterattack on the diagonal, and Short went for this trade, and that it didn't happen. I mean, why black should allow white to ruin the dark squares? So Short played rook d8 with the idea that if black takes, is mate. And black obviously didn't take. I mean, these guys are grandmaster. And he went for bishop b7. After bishop b7, we increased the pressure on the file. And bishop g7. So now black can trade, maybe. In some moments, black can trade in the rook on d8. But white didn't allow this and played rook d7. And now the plan is to put pressure on to trade first the dark square bishop and to put pressure on the f7 pawn. So Timan replied with rook f8. We have a trade, and here first rook d4. We have rook a on e8, check, and h4. I mean, the computer, the computer doesn't even realize how sick is this move. This move is crazy. I mean, the plan is simply to push on h5, h6, and deliver mate. Easy. But not only that, the plan is that black replied with h5, and Short said, you know what, I will simply activate my king. You never know. Just activate my king. Simply move. And here Timan went for rook c8. I didn't understand really quite well this move. Maybe he thought I want maybe in the future I want to play I don't know, queen c5, trade some pieces, release some pressure, and maybe if the queen start to move like let's say that he wants to take the pawn on a4, so this pawn will be protected. Maybe was that the idea, but the next sequence of moves are one of the sickest thing I ever see in my life. I mean, this is completely crazy. So in this position, a lot of players would start to think, I don't know what to do. Let's play knight knight g5, try to maybe also sacrifice a pawn, not right now because the rook is hanging, but I don't know, knight g5, sacrifice a pawn, play h5. I would think that this on this position, but here short played king, and here Timan realized the idea. I mean, to think on something like this, I don't know what to say. Here, Timan, I mean, black is stuck. Black can't do anything. So Timan played rook back on e8 and short king f4. And the plan is to go on g5, h6, and mate, and is unstoppable. So Timan went for I don't know, bishop c8, and short played king g5, and he said, "Come on, take my queen, take my rook. If you take my rook, I will just play king h6 and is mate. And if you don't, if you play king, let's say king h7, I will first take, and after king here, I can do everything. I mean, I can give a check again, play h6. I mean, this position is crazy. Also, this, then the knight will go on g5, checkmate on h7. But also, I mean, we are not forced to take on g6. We can also take on f7. This position is hopeless. I mean, king. I don't know. I don't know what to say. King g3, king f4, king g5, and king h6. I'm seriously speechless. I mean, you must be really sick to think something like this. On standard time, I mean, in a classical game against one of the strongest player. I don't know. I don't know. See you in the next video.